As pilots, do we ever ask ourselves where the name pilot comes from? One of the first two passengers in a balloon was Pietro de Rosier, and the word pilot comes from his first name, Pietro.
The story of flight is a sweeping saga that has exceeded the imaginations of even those who first dreamed it. And yet it unfolds, as all truly special stories do, in moments, places, and people. Always and ever in people.
Journey in aviation began one day I was in a store, minding my own business, and a pilot from United Airlines walked up to me and said, "Hey son, have you ever thought of becoming a pilot?"
Just above the heads of most of our brothers, sisters, co-workers, and neighbors, there hang gossamer cathedrals of piled cotton below the cobalt dome of a perfect sky. But fewer than 1 in 500 will ever experience this through the front window of a flying machine.
Snow everywhere and a full moon. And I never saw anything more beautiful in my life. You know, if I hadn't got into GE, I'd never have seen it. I would never have seen it. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, and nobody gets to see it.
A Pilot's Story is a new film that seeks out the special few who have answered the call of the skies, those with discipline, aptitude, and courage to become pilots.
And I went into this first flight school, and I just said, I want to take a flying lesson. I want to start today. I mean, I'm here, and I want to do this, and I want to do it right now.
A Pilot's Story tells the story of flight in the words of pilots themselves.
It's in our DNA to want to fly, and there's a very small group of people who have a birth defect and don't want to fly, but 98% of the population really do.
Flight, more than anything, is the most profound expression and metaphor of pushing our boundaries, reaching beyond ourselves, and freedom.
First indoctrination of flying was in a Piper Cub on floats, and but I was smitten right off the bat. I just knew that this was something that I wanted to do the rest of my life, and I established that as a goal.
Flying for me from the day I started flying became a personal romance. It was an inner romance that's hard to explain to people, that it tests your own confidence, your ability to prepare, to train, to be safe, to take the necessary disciplined actions to be able to operate that airplane.
It doesn't make sense not to use an airplane as the most phenomenal form of transportation, particularly given that most of us have just a certain period of time upon which on weekends that we can have fun. So you'd better, the faster that you can get from A to B, the more time you have there to have fun.
A Pilot's Story is a film for anyone who has sat all alone in an aircraft, firewalled the throttle, charged down the runway, and rotated. And especially for those who might, if given the chance.
And I came in and I landed and taxied up to John and to my instructor and got out on the wing, and I was just so peaceful and at the same time so ecstatic, and I just said, that was beautiful. And I was hooked.
For most people, the sky is the limit. For those who love aviation, the sky is home. This is the story of the journey home. A Pilot's Story. Coming soon from Wilco Films.